get into a comfortable position in your chair. Sit with your neck and back straight to complete your wonderful support. Allow your chair to hold you as you let any tension melt away. You become aware of your breathing, just listening and feeling to that breath. As the breath goes in and out, you may place your hand or hands on your lap. This process allows us to know that we are ready to receive our own individual spiritual guides, helpers, healers, or our I Am presence to dwell within us. As we become aware of our spiritual I Am presence within us, we begin to notice a gentle, warm sensation on the soles of our feet. This gentle warmth lets us know that we are one with our source, our I Am presence. As we acknowledge our I Am presence, we know that we are nurtured, as it assists us in our everyday living and helps us on our path. As we grow in a positive, loving manner, we are now aware of a warm, nurturing, loving sensation, which moves from our soles of our feet up to our ankles. As this warmth, loving sensation now moves from your ankles to your knee area. Again, still acknowledging that wonderful breathing, you know that you are safe and secure. This gentle, loving warmth now continues up your legs, up to your back area, as it moves on up to your solar plexus. Breathing in and out, feeling that wonderful sensation of warmth, love, and joy. As we feel our hands on our laps again, we are reminded that we are safe, comfortable and loved, safe in knowing that we can sense our oneness with our I Am presence, the divine. As we continue on our journey from our back and the solar plexus area, we are now aware of a light. This is our own personal light. It radiates from within us as it moves upward to the heart and throat area. And then it extends up to our crown area, where this light allows us to see that we have now become the light. As this light expands within us and radiates in different hues, we acknowledge that we have become this beautiful, magnificent, energetic light. As we move forward on this radiant light, we are now aware that just ahead of us is a path which leads us to a clearing where you can see a small brook. As we find this place, we find a perfect rock, just the perfect sitting place for you. As we sit quietly to watch and listen to this wonderful brook, as it flows nice and gently, it creates your own rhythmic special flow within. And as you sit quietly and peacefully and joyfully on this rock, I now leave you here to enjoy your very own individual time. And now, as we prepare for our departure, we realize that the rhythm and sensation of this wonderful brook has become a part of us, and we understand this as our own individual rhythm of life. As we leave this brook and continue on our path, we leave knowing that our own individual light, love, and rhythm has expanded within us and around us. As we give thanks for our blessings and gifts, knowing that we can always call on our helpers, healers, and guides anytime we wish. Taking in another deep, wonderful breath and letting it go. Very gently now, remembering everything that you have seen, felt, and heard. Knowing that you have been blessed, loved, and nurtured. Whenever you are ready, you may open your eyes.
Thank you, Reverend Ernestina. That was wonderful. And now's the time for our speaker today. Our speaker will be speaking about something very special, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say on this. By the way, our monthly talks are on awakening, and so this entire month is a very special one for me, and as well for the rest of you all. Reverend David J. Miller. Yay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, I am awake. And all that I think, say, and do is being ignited within me. We have an opportunity right now to move into a change. And it's important to realize to do different thoughts, different words, and different actions. Because when you think, you see, talk, and act, that is the ignitement of what you are igniting. And you don't have to go to the outer being to do that. These outer beings don't have the knowledge that you have. And the interesting thing is that when the outer beings are doing that, they're giving you things that have already been established and maintained. And we know what the definition for insanity is, don't we?
Yeah, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same results.
Exactly. And so what this tells us, what's being ignited in us right now is important not to do the same things, the same words, the same actions and that we've been doing. And this is a challenge that we have because we are a habitual being. And my habit of not having a face mask is interesting. I've been doing something different with the mask on. All right. It keeps on going down on me. So I guess that's one of the things that we can start doing is start laughing at ourselves. You know? Or some of the things that we have had the ability and we are doing, assisting in doing the corruption that's going on in this world today. And once you realize that you have been corrupt, that's not a terrible thing to know that you are letting that go, and now you are replacing it with ideas that you're unfamiliar with. And so start living those feelings, you know, that you have. You know, the all-knowing that we teach and everything like this is not outside of us. It's in us, in every thought, word, and action that we have. And we're not really adjusting to that as well. Because you take a look at the world, you know, and we also have helped to establish that world. And, you know, this is one of the things I found is very difficult for metaphysicians to accept is that they have unpleasant experiences in them and they're living them unpleasant experiences. You know, I can't do a thing like that or anything. Well, you've done it, all right? You wouldn't be feeling it. You know, that's a cause and that's the effect that you have. And so instead of denying it, you know, accept it and let the energy of ignitement of there give you different ideas on what to do in your life. You know, is that when you have an effect that is unpleasant and everything like this, there is an energy inside of you that gives you an idea of what the difference is. And we're not familiar with that. And so we say, well, I'm not familiar. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do things I'm familiar with. So we just continue on. And when the world, this is an opportunity that we have right now to establish a change. We've had 5 months of silence. And this puts that into an action that is different. You know, peace is one of the most important establishments of our life. You know, when we have an effect that's unpleasant and everything, that's not peace. And you're the cause of that effect. Knowing the principles of this world, the causes are within you to do that. You know, you are the cause of the effects that you have in your life. And that's not a terrible thing to accept. It's one of the best things to accept when you have an effect that is unpleasant. Because you are the creator of that. And as you are the creator of that, then you have the ability to know what's going on and everything. And we have faculties in our being that help us to do that. You know, is that, you know, we have an ability to understand. We have an ability to imagine. We have an ability to know the abilities that we have. We have love in our being. We know that all these things are all encompassing with our lives and everything like this. You know? And so one of the things that I found is difficult to accept and to him is that we have done some things that are unpleasant in our life. And if we have an effect that we feel unpleasant and we're seeing everything like that, we are the cause of that effect. And instead of going into the denial and everything like this, let's go into accept that and just awaken a different idea that is the opposite of what you're just expressing and everything. So as we move along on our path, you know, that we have tremendous amount of knowledge within us that is igniting from the ancients and all this, you know. And so it's now the ability to activate that and everything. You know, it takes strength and confidence and security to move on to conditions that you're not familiar with. And when something comes up that you're not familiar with, that is a part of you. And how do you get familiar with it? You get familiar with it by acting on it and everything like this, you know. And so if you're irritated, you know, I found irritation is one of the best stages of growth. Right? You know, every time you're irritated, know that growth is going on within you and you are evolving. Instead of saying, oh, why am I going through this again? Everything. So you have the ability right now to make some changes in our life. And the thing is that when we start mixing and going out again, let's do something different with the ideas that you have done in your life in the last 5 months. There's a tremendous amount of causes that you've done. Now is the time to nurture them and start to activate those and everything like that. And we nurture them by doing things that are nurturing. And each one of us have an understanding of what nurturing is. And when you ask the all-knowing within you to give that nurturing, follow through with those ideas that they have. Because if we're not having nurturing in our life, then we have the opposite in our life. You know, I always, when I have a very irritating day or anything like this, I visualize myself going to Ace Hardware and getting a load of gravel. Because I just acquired a lot of cement. And if you don't put gravel with the cement, you're not going to get anywhere with a foundation. Everything. And so, you know, knowing the principles of this world, of negative and positive polarity, you are negative and positive polarity. That doesn't mean that you're right or wrong. That means that you are. And that goes to is. You know, is that all the things that are manifesting in this world takes negative and positive polarity. And so the effect that you have takes that polarity. Yeah? And as you become more aware of that authority, then you become more pleasant with the peace that's being established within you. When we are moving along on our path of unfoldment and everything like this, you know, people come and go, people come and go, people stay and then they go and everything like this. When I first started doing the pastor here, I was always concerned because people were leaving. And then my teacher got a hold of me and said, no, you're teaching certain things, and they're not going to, if they stay with you all the time, they're not going to be learning anything. It's time for them to move on, to find their place. You know, they can't stay with you all the time. Because if they stay with you all the time, then they're not growing. And so allow them to move on, and wherever they go, they're going to follow through with the teachings that you have. No matter what they do, they've been with you for a while, so they're going to do that, you know. And so when people start leaving my life and everything like this, I know that I am growing and I'm evolving, and it always happens that other people start coming into their life, come into my life, and everything. And so as we have this opportunity right now, is that what is being ignited in our life comes from three basic things: thoughts, words, and action. That will be and you know, when you go to places, you have people there. And those people are thinking, talking, and acting. And I don't think that you have to go in there and change those people. All you have to do is establish yourself and allow the change that's moving on within you to do that. Allow that change to take place. Know that you are igniting knowledge within you, and if you, in your quiet time, you get some images or some feelings that you're not familiar with, I want you to know that's you. And so when you have the opportunity, think of those feelings that you have when you're in your quiet time. And if you have different words to say those different words, because people are going to understand what you're saying. You don't have to have the confirmation all the time of what it is. You all have the answers to everything within you. And when you're not familiar with the answer, then you are familiar with the answer. And you have thoughts, words, and actions in your life, and from that gives you the answers that you are striving to understand. We all have understanding within us. We have all the knowledge that there is to go along with this world that we're in right now. And so, and you know, one of the things, you know, I want to just touch a little bit upon religion. You know, religion has taught us to live outside of ourselves, to be separate with ourselves. And every time you talk about religion, every time you give a reference to there, you are establishing that separatism and everything. We are not separate from our all-knowing. We are one with that. And know that that oneness is something that is a very powerful understanding, and that it doesn't always agree with logic in this world. You know, logic is the physical world and everything. And what is the definition? One of the definitions of metaphysics is going beyond the physical. So if you're going to be logic, then if you're going to live your life logically, then you're not going to be a metaphysician. So take the things that are beyond what you feel logic is, and then you'll be able to change your life, because you are a habit. You are a creature of habit, and you are logically in that world. And to change that world is to go beyond. And you have all the abilities and all the interest to do that. So I want you to take this opportunity we have right now, is that the next time you go out, and don't do the same things. Don't say the same things. Don't act upon the same things and everything. Do what those feelings you have been igniting in these last 5 months, put them into action so that they can grow and mature as you have. Know that your thoughts, words, and actions are the ignitement of your life. Bless you.
Thank you, Reverend David. And now's the time for our love offering. And we'll place it between our hands and give it a blessing before we do. Mother, Father, God, as we place between our hands that which you have ignited, we give to the source that what you have given to put into effect the law of tenfold return to those who give freely and from the heart. Amen. Thank you for those that do donations online as well. If we could all just do a quick mask check really quickly and make sure it's over our nose and over our mouths. Thank you very much. And okay, so now's the time that we'll do our messages, our readings here. So we have some mediums here that will give messages: Christy, Reverend Ernestina, Reverend David, and myself. And our first medium will be Christy.
Hello, everybody. Good
Hello.
morning.
Hello.
Or it's afternoon. I took a nap and I forgot what time of day it was. Okay. William, may I come to you?
Yes.
So, William, as I come into your presence, I feel so much understanding of things that are metaphysical, things beyond this tangible world. And I know that you have a great amount of power within you to help others. And what I'm getting today is that it's very, very important for you to concentrate on, number one, the physical body. Because it's so easy to allow ourselves to go with what feels wonderful in our successes and in our achievements, especially when we're helping others. But we have to remember that the number one of importance in our life is our shell that our spirit lives in, starting from the feet and moving upwards. Concentrate every day on a part of your body, listen to it, and make sure that it's happy. I leave that with you. Reverend David, may I come to you?
Please do.
Your teachings and your wisdom inspire every day. inspire new understandings in so many people. And what I'm sensing today as I come into your presence is I keep seeing sort of like a big cake. Maybe it's a big cake that's celebrating your 50th anniversary, doing the work that you've done and how you have taught so many. And then I see this little maraschino cherry, and it's coming and it's going to be put right on the top of that cake. And this maraschino cherry is there to live in your heart and to sweeten every moment. It sweetens the heart, it softens the heart, and it reminds you that all is well, everything is in perfect order. You have done well, and you will continue to do well, and you can just be sweet and act from sweetness that travels up to your brain and comes out your mouth. So that every aspect of your life, every word that comes from your mouth, and every energy that you put out is softened and sweetened, softens and sweetens the world. And I leave that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Our next medium will be Reverend Ernestina.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And Yvonne. And
Pardon me, am I-
yeah.
May I come to you, Ed?
Yes.
As I come to you today, what I see is laughter, like a whole lot of laughter. And I have heard, I've never tried this, but I have heard that there is like laughing yoga or something to that effect. And what I keep getting is this picture of, I actually see a Buddha, even though I'm thinking yoga, that doesn't quite make sense, but maybe it does, because I see this very wonderful, happy Buddha that is just smiling, and this laughter is just so, just coming forth in such a wonderful way that it spreads, and it spreads to whoever's around him, and the vibration is magnificence. And what I am being told is to ask that you do some laughter each and every day, as much as you can do, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. Just practice with that, and I believe that will really create a lot more energy and excitement and wonderful things in your life. And I leave that with you.
Thank you.
That's great, thank you. Yvonne, may I come to you?
Yes.
Yvonne, as I come to you today, what I am getting is a lot of clearness and a lot of clarity in your life. It's like you spend so much time within yourself that you are now ready to, as Reverend David talked to us about today, is to release some of that wonderful sense of our own inner self, to ignite that and bring it forth. And I see you when you meditate as just sitting there and enjoying this clearness and beautiful stuff. It's almost like I can see you in different meditations where you see such beautiful things that have to do with nature. And perhaps if you can take some time, even just maybe 10, 15 minutes once a week or whatever possible, to just go out and go for a short walk and just be aware of our surroundings, because sometimes I don't think that we take that time to just really look around and see the beauty of what we have. It's just something very simple. Go out and look around, and this will ignite our gratefulness within ourselves, and we can realize the blessings that we have. And I leave that with you. Blessings.
Thank you, Reverend Ernestina. Our next medium will be Reverend David.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. That's Yvonne, she already went.
Hmm?
There. It's Michael, Chardonnay, Christy, Ernestina, and myself.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see that person there.
Yeah, she has her head down.
Reverend Michael, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
You know, as I come into your presence today, I see the symbol of physically relaxing. And you're going to have an idea to go out there and clean out your yard. They say put it off a day and you build up your vitality. You'll get much more success on that. Also, during that quiet time, there's some concepts that you're putting together, and they're telling me they're coming together. And in the quiet, you'll have a clearer understanding of them, and you'll be very pleased with the results. I'll leave that with you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Reverend Ernestina, may I come to you?
Yes, welcome.
Reverend Ernestina, as you come into your presence, there's an energy that's building up within you on some of the concepts that you're putting together, and they're going to be. They seem to be strange and out of this world, but you're in this world now. You're in that world that is out of this world, and so start acting upon that. And there's a tremendous amount of strength that's going to be igniting within you to straighten out some certain things with some individuals in your family. And it's not going to take a lot of repetition. Just a few words and it'll be all cleared out. I'll leave it with you. And God bless you.
Thank you.
Reverend Angie, may I come to you?
Yes, thank you.
You know, I know I keep on seeing this with you. I see this turtle, you know, and it's going to be very active this upcoming week. And you'll get much more accomplished this upcoming week than you've ever done before. And matter of fact, you'll be like a rabbit at the end of the week. So, but stay that rabbit because you get much more accomplished. And I'll leave it with you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend David.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Christy, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
So they're saying you doing exactly what you did by just taking off and, doing your trip. That's the best thing. And they're all, you're in your alignment of where you are, and it's intentional and it's for yourself. And it's, so all your helpers are just, the energy that's created from them to you is of what I feel of happiness because of your steps and the choices within yourself, not thinking about anybody else and just doing what you do for you and growing that way. It's just super beautiful. And there'll be some space in there where you're just going to be writing about it, and it just flows, it just happens, and it creates into something very beautiful for all others to be able to read. So I leave that with you. Blessings. You're welcome. Chardonnay, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
It's about books today. Okay, it's a book day. Chardonnay, there's been some things that have happened for you within your book, writing, and what else is going to come forth. This is just the beginning stage. This is just like the revving up, and the benefit here for you is being in your metaphysically way where there is no logic, as David had said, is going to be unbelievable because your heart was given to you, right? Chardonnay has had heart transplant. So that information from that heart is going to share with you what you'll be able to share with the world. And that is super special. That's some very important stuff that you have no idea about because that is very new to you. and you're going to receive without the logic. So it's just going to be a flow of writing, and you're not even going to know what this is about. This has no meaning for you behind it, no logic, and you're just going to flow with it. And then when you read it, you're going to be like, wow. So allow, take the time to meditate, start writing afterwards, where the flow is really at peace, and you'll generate quite a bit more out of that. And I leave that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to thank each and every one for all of you being here today. By the way, this month is United Fellowship's 60th anniversary. So help me in this month of, sharing that beautiful part about the chapel. The chapel is the very first chapel in Tucson for spirituality. And not very many people do know about that. And so this is a very special time for all of us. And so I've left up happy anniversary up there, as we had for David, because our chapel is very thankful for that. So again, I want to thank everyone for being here, and we'll sing Let There Be Love. I'll put it on the screen, and I will send Christy. There we go. Okay. All right. All right, all set, Christy. Let there be love on earth, and let it be in me. Let there be love on earth, a love that was meant to be. With let's walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let love begin with me. Let this be love. Every step I take, and this is my song. Each moment in each Mother, Father God, we give gratitude and thanks for this beautiful day. We ask for your infinite light of protection to be with us and through us as we go on our paths. So when we meet those on our passage, we share the love that is so abundant. We give thanks for this day. Amen.
Amen.
And I'll turn you around there so you can say hello.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, hi and bye.
Hi.
Bye.
Okay.
Have fun.
It's interesting, the message that you gave me. Because there's a guy named Ray Mayor, and he's got something on breatharian, so it's just like breathing.
Try that.
and breathing, drink water.
Get out of the way. Can I grab it? Can you grab that back? Thank you.
To look at your body, and get a toxin, whatever. I can do that. Okay.
And is that something that you just become aware of, or you're interested in now?
I was aware of it today.
Just today?
Yeah, it's a $250 program. I mean, it's like $1,000 worth of information for collecting. But it's working with my whole body. So.
Perfect, that's just perfect, because you're going to rid your body of the toxins, and then the clarity is just gonna.
Okay, everybody, I'm gonna shut it down. Great seeing you. Bye, Yvonne. Bye, Michael.
Yes, we'll become more effective in